Good morning and welcome back. So we're in the garage, but not for long. I came here because the lower ball joint, as you guys saw in the last video, on that side failed. It's the one I haven't replaced yet, but the bushings and that control arm, all that stuff's good, so I just need to do the ball joint. So this morning I went to O'Reilly's, I rented the tool, I came here and was like, I have that ball joint in my toolbox. I lied. It is at home. Because I packed a bunch of stuff up. As you can see, the garage is a lot more empty, a lot more organized. And apparently I brought it home. So now I gotta go home and dig through all the boxes at home to find the right ball joint to come back so we can fix the ball joint. So I'll see you guys in just a second.
Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. You've got to get a hold of yourself.
What I'm working on right now is getting the alignment right. So I've got the wheel turned slightly to the left. This wheel is super far to the left. That wheel is slightly left. So I've already straightened that wheel out to get the wheel centered. Now what I'm doing is I have to jack up each side individually to get the pressure off the ball joint. And then I can come in here, loosen the nut, make an adjustment, and then from there,
Oh, that's real good.
so I want this slightly in when I tighten it so that when I set it back down, it pulls straight. That's the idea. So. Hopefully, at least. Now this is a trial and error process. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Just gonna let you know. But if you do it right, when you're all done, you should have a pretty straight set of wheels. Which part of the problem we had the other day moving this thing in was the alignment was so far off that it just didn't want to really steer. So it's better now. So now instead of it being like this, it's like this. So I'm going to jack it up again. Helps if you lock the jack. Make another adjustment to the tie rod. Obviously, so I have a giant hole in my finger. It's significantly easier for me than it might be for you. But the process is still the same for getting this done. Now, I do this based off of flat adjustments. And what I mean by a flat adjustment is there's a square on the tie rod, because these aren't bumps to your kick. Those will come later. These are just a factory Mustang tie rod. So there's 4 flats. So what I'm doing is I'm counting my rotations based on flats. And I'm doing 2 or 3 flats at a time, and then go from there. And now, my wheel turns slightly left. This wheel is slightly left, which means this one should also be slightly left. So let me go back, centered. That's pretty centered there. This wheel still looks good. That wheel's going to still come out just a hair. So I'll probably put 2 flats in it, and then I'll lock that down. If there's any final tweaking to do when this thing goes to the alignment shop, that's when they'll go in and they'll make their final adjustments on the rack. I don't have toe plates, I don't have camber plates, I don't have any of that stuff here. If you did, you could use those and this would be easier. The process would still be the same. You would still have to raise and lower the car, do all that stuff. See that wiggle? That's my only complaint right now. This wiggle takes a lot of the feel out of the steering wheel. So like, most of that is just that wiggle up there. Because you'll notice the wheel wiggles. But so if I put steering wheel straight, look down this side, we come over, that's pretty straight. I also don't want them perfectly straight, and that's also pretty straight. The reason I don't want them perfectly straight is, let me show you what happens when the nose of the car comes up. See how the wheel went? Came out a little bit. So understanding your suspension and knowing what it's gonna do is huge. Now everything but my struts on the front end are new. New bushings, new ball joints, right? Brake pads were new, rotors were new when I built the car. Yeah, so all of my safety stuff's new. New hardware in the struts, new hardware in the lower control arms, except for my locating bar. Those are 214. I haven't replaced those yet. I will at some point. But those are the only thing that's still old hardware. But coilovers will come. I did set up the hood, sort of. I've got the hood pin ones in place. I don't have them in the hood yet because those tools are at home. But I should be able to just throw that on now. So let's see how well it lines up. And then I gotta get out of here. I have the tiny humans this evening. So, well, actually, I have 2 out of 3, but. Oh, you can even still use those pins to help line everything up. See. So as you can see, we started working on getting the front 4 latched up. We do have these are replaced with the push pins, or the push type pins are in those corners instead of the actual normal hood pins. They're not secured, they're just in the corners so that they're there. Realistically, I just need to open up those holes so that the 3/4 push pin can go through there, and then we'll snug it up, and then these will be push pins as well, and that's that. But that's gonna do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow to get this loaded in the box and into the garage at home. There'll be a bunch of time lapse of that, so I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Why stopping me? Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me.
All right, it is Sunday. We're back. As you can see, garage is starting to look different. We have the leaf mulcher thing in there. Just got the trike to pull out. Red's outside catching some rays. Oh boy, get how pretty she is. I have the parachute. I'm gonna get that done in just a minute. That's the old style hood. Man, but we're getting there. So once the trike is out, this table gotta go in, that box has to go in, and there's a bunch of like little stuff like that box, jack stands, transcooler, things like that, little things like that. Rear glass is gonna go back on the car. Spare glass is going. The spare doors are going. This row of stuff is going. It's not a ton. It's just little things. So Tyler's here helping. Huge shout out to him and his boss for letting me use the truck to move the trailer around. Made it way easier, a lot cheaper than me having to go rent one. So I appreciate the hell out of that. But let's keep going.
Ain't nobody
real good.
All right, she's home. This is in the garage of the house, so we're all done. We do have the side-by-side is still in the trailer, so that will go off to storage and whatnot, but we're good. Everything's done for this weekend. Whew. We're gonna go drop the trailer off and go get some dinner. Thank you, as always. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Get up and get after it.